Hello everyone, welcome to the updates from the week of 10th April 2023. So today we will talk about how ChatGPT premium accounts are on sale. There is increase in number of attacks on IoT devices. A group has been able to use PowerShell for data exfiltration. Juice jacking is on the rise. There is a specific actor that's going behind, after Indian educational sector. We'll talk about malvertising, a new hacking tool called Legion, and a very interesting RTM group that's offering a RAS in a unique way. Let's get started. So, as you know, ChatGPT has been rising tremendously. They were able to sign over 100 million users in first 2 months. I don't know about the latest user accounts that have signed up, but what that has led into is a bunch of cyber criminals are offering accounts for sale on internet. So this includes leak and free publication of credentials to ChatGPT account, includes trading of premium ChatGPT accounts that were stolen. It also is talking about some tools that can brute force and check if ChatGPT accounts are valid or not, and they can also get right combination to access existing accounts. And then ChatGPT account as a service, which essentially offers ChatGPT premium accounts that were most likely stolen, work are running off by stealing the stolen payment credit and information and using it against the service, right? So that's a quite common thing. As something becomes popular, underground have this underground players have this habit of finding or targeting these users and selling these services to make a premium for themselves. Okay. Also, in first 2 months of 2023, there is a 41% increase in number of attacks on IoT devices, and the organizations that are getting most targeted are in Europe, followed by APAC and then LATAM. And schools are targeted because they contain a lot of personal data, and most of them don't invest into good cybersecurity products compared to an enterprise, as they have lack of budget, right? So that is very interesting. By the way, if you are watching this on YouTube, I'm sure you can see the screenshots of reports that I've taken. Also, if you're listening on the podcast, I recommend to go into the YouTube content in case you are interested to look at the screenshots. Also, a ransomware gang called Vice Society has been able to exfiltrate data from a victim network using a custom PS script. Now, Vice Society has been active since 2021, 2022, and they were targeting educational sector and schools. They also are known to target backups and exfiltrate data from compromised systems so that they can do double extortion. Now, typically a ransomware group will steal data from victims' network. They using common tools like FileZilla, WinSCP, rclone, other methods like LOL-bash based methods that include PS scripts and RDP and Win32 API from Microsoft. Now, this group has been found as unique because they created a Microsoft PowerShell based script to exfiltrate data. Now, to understand that, you have to have a high quality EDR or endpoint protection solution that can understand this when a PowerShell script sends the data out to an external network. Okay, but this is a unique technique seen by this actor. Juice jacking, which is essentially a data theft technique when someone plugs a mobile device into public charging kiosk, right? So it's very common that airports and hotels and cyber cafes offer public kiosks to charge mobile phones, and a lot of people do that. Now, this term was coined, the term juice jacking, in 2011 by Kabzon Security, highly respected cybersecurity generalist. But recently, on April 6th, the FBI's Denver office issued a warning about this. Now, although in last few years, what has happened is companies like Microsoft and Google have been able to build technologies or upgrade their OS where the data sync doesn't happen when you're charging, unless you're using a trusted cable or a trusted device. The user gets a prompt. But the technology has evolved also on the cyber criminal side, where they can introduce malware and monitoring software into these devices. Okay, these products have become cheap. There are cables available that do that job specifically. I've seen some of them used by penetration testers. Now, my recommendation is don't don't use the public kiosk. Carry your own power backups or your cables, and don't trust a random computer. That's the message. Also, massive malvertising attacks are targeting seniors. So malvertising is essentially use of ads to deliver malicious content. It has been there for years now. And how this works is they would embed malicious content in the ads. Now what they are doing in these campaigns is they are targeting specific keywords, and when you type those keywords, specific ads, sponsored ads will appear, and they redirect the user to malicious website. Now, once the user is on the website, there could be another page, another pop-up that user typically cannot get rid of unless he is technical in nature, and this would ask them to call upon a number. This is called a tech support scam, where the user will be asked, "Hey, you're facing this problem. Why don't you call this number?" And that's where they would ask the user for some payments, acting as a support group to help them fix this problem. Okay, and this is there for thousands of years, and thousands of dollars are getting targeted in this. Also, a specific APT group called Transparent Tribe has been targeting in ed sector. This is also known as APT 36. It's known to be a Pakistan-based group active since 2013. Although they've been targeting, but this time they're going after ed sector, and they are using macro-based office macro-based technique, where they are embedding a malicious rat called Crimson Rat. Once the macro code is executed, and after the document is opened, the rat gets installed and it takes control of the machine. There is nothing new about this, but what the group has been doing is they have been updating their code and of the rat and the product, any other product that they are using in the backend. So be careful on what you open, and make sure your endpoint security product is always updated. There is a new hacking tool called Legion, which is available on Telegram. It's getting marketed there. And what essentially this does, it's a Python-based credential harvester and hacking tool. It matches capabilities offered by another malware family called Androx Ghost. And the main goal of Legion is to allow attackers to hijack these services and weaponize the infrastructure for further attacks, such as mounting mass spam and grabbing phishing opportunities. So it has capabilities or modules to scan and list down vulnerable SMTP servers, promote remote code execution attacks, exploit unpatched Apache servers, and brute force cPanel and web host manager accounts. Okay. It can also use Telegram chat to exfiltrate data. And it is also designed to exploit web servers running content management systems, PHP or PHP-based frameworks such as Laravel. Okay. It can also steal credentials from different web services such as CSPs, email providers, databases, payment platforms, etc. A very interesting ransomware group has been rising in the last few months. It's called RTM, or Read the Manual Locker. They offer private RAS, ransomware as a service, and carries out attacks to make profit. Now, it uses an affiliate mechanism, which is anybody can sign up and use their services. Now, what is interesting is their setup. What they do is they want affiliates to remain active and notify the gang if they are on leave, to show maturity, and to work as a professional group. And if the affiliates don't remain active, they can be barred. Okay. Now, RTM was first documented by ESET in February 2017. They started in 2015 as banking malware targeting business in Russia via drive-by downloads, spam and phishing emails, but they have evolved. Now in 2021, they were attributed to to an extortion and blackmail campaign that deployed multiple types of threats, including use of legitimate remote access tools, a financial trojan, and a ransomware stream called Coter. Now, the interesting thing this time is that they have been able to operate under the shadows by avoiding high-profile targets that draw attention to their activities. So, they are avoiding morgues, hospital, COVID-19 vaccine-related operation, critical infrastructure, law enforcement, and any other prominent companies that can bring them to light. So, very interesting modus operandi. So, they're going after low-profile organizations so that law enforcement doesn't come after them. That's how they've been operating. Okay. Now, they also use double extortion methods, and essentially the idea is to extort the money in case the victim doesn't want to pay up by terminating and the backup services, deleting shadow copies, etc. Okay. Also, it's been confirmed that the recent 3CX attack is done by the North Korean attackers. With that, thank you so much. That was it for the week. I'm always thankful to the sources that help us learn, and I'll see you next time. Keep learning.